In today's video I want to show you how to convert your Android device into a gaming machine thanks to emulation. I will show you the best free and paid frontend emulation for your Android device. That way you will have all your ROM's games showed in a fancy way. Also, both emulation frontends are thought to be used with a gamepad. So let's start with the video with the free emulation frontend. The free emulation frontend is called Daijisho and it is available on the Google Play Store. So we are going to look for it and just download it. Once the process finishes, we just need to open it and we are going to start by selecting the platforms we want to have in the application. Select all the platforms that you have ROMs for them, like for example Nintendo Game Boy, the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation Portable, or whatever you want to emulate. Remember that you have different videos about emulators on the channel. So now we have to add the ROMs for the different emulators. We are going to start with the 3DS emulator. Let's click on Add Paths and here on Add More. Now we have to select the folder with all the ROMs. So in my case I have them in the micro SD card. So I'm going to select the N3DS folder and we are going to give permissions to use this folder to the applications. Once it finishes, we are going to click on Sync and the application will start synchronizing all the information about these games. This is called scraping and this is downloading all the box arts and everything from the internet. Now we can configure which emulator are going to be used from Daijisho. In my case I'm going to use Lime 3DS, you have the video on the channel. So just select it and save. Now we are going to take a look to all the games that have been scraped. If we click on library we can see that a lot of the games have already the box art. Also you can click on the grid view button to change the view. But if you find that any game doesn't have the box art, you can modify the search keywords to add them. For example, this is Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, but it is in Spanish, so it wasn't found. So if you click on Edit Item, go down until you see the Scraper keyword settings, and you can set the keywords here. For example, let's put it in English, Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, and we are going to save these keywords so the game can be found on the internet. Just click on the button Add to the list and I will remove the previous keywords and now go down and click on Save and Scrape. This will download the box art from the game and you can repeat the process for all the games that have not been detected. And now you can just repeat the process for all the different consoles. And now I will show you other options that Daijisho has. Here you have the Widgets tab and you can add different shortcuts. For example, this random shortcut, once you click on it, it will launch a random game from your collection. So I recommend you taking a look at it and playing a bit with these options. Now I will show you that you have also the apps section where you can launch any app installed on your device. This part is very interesting in case you want to set Daijisho as your default launcher. Now in the settings part you can see that you can go to the settings menu of your device. And now I will show you the different options in the settings menu. In the library part, we can download any platform that we haven't added at the beginning. If you add, for example, PSP emulator to your device, you can add the platform here. And also I recommend you activating this option to avoid some warnings when you run some games. Now we are going to go back, but you can take a look to all the different options in case you want. And I will show you the options to customize Daijisho a little bit. We are going to the Appearance menu and we are going to click on the Download Platforms. Here you can select a lot of different themes. In my case, I will try, for example, this one. You click on it, it is automatically downloaded and installed, and you can see that the default themes has changed. I recommend you taking a look to all of them because they are pretty cool and select the one that you like the more. For example, in my case, I like this fade one, so I will stick to this. But you can spend some time seeing what is your favorite one. Once you finish customizing Daijisho a little bit, you can go to the library and just start playing your games. And now I will show you the best frontend for emulation called Emulation Station. This application is only available from their Patreon, so you have to join 1 month of the membership and they will send to your email the future updates of the application. So you just need to pay for 1 month and then you can cancel the subscription. This is what I did and I received the update to my email. So now you have your email with the link to download directly the APK. So you can just click on the link and you will download the application. but of course you can support their Patreon all the months you want. Once we have downloaded the application, we are going to install like a normal APK and we are going to start the setup. The process is very simple and you just need to follow the instructions. So first give file access to the applications. Now we are going to select the directory where we want to save the configuration for the future in case you delete the application. And now we are going to select the ROMs folder. In my case, I will select ones that it was already created from Emulation Station, but you can select your own. If not, just select an empty folder and you can create here all the ROMs for a different system. In my case, I will skip this step because I did the first time. With that, the setup is finished and we will see the screen from Emulation Station. This is the main menu and I will show you how to scrape the games. I have already all the information, but the first time you need to scrape all the games. So open the menu in the top left part, go to the scraper part and select all the system that you want to scrape. You can just select all in the bottom part. After that, just go back and click on the start button. Once it finishes, it will take a long time, but once it finishes, you will see all the information for your games. Now I will show you how to change the default theme that is called linear. So you just need to go to the theme downloader and wait a bit. Once it finishes, you will see a preview of the different themes, so you can select the one that you prefer and download it. In my case, I will download this one called Artbook next. In case you want, you can see a preview of the theme with the letter X, so you can see more images. To finish, I will download another theme and I will show you the differences. For example, let's start with CoinOps. This is the one that you are seeing right now, so you can see the different wallpapers and all that. And when we go inside any console, you can see that you have a video preview of the game. I will show you in a moment how to change the preview for the different games, but take into consideration that different themes has different previews. So now I will change the theme to Artbox next, and you will see that the preview of the games are a bit different. You can see that the menu is already quite different and the preview is a bit different too. But you can change if you go to the settings, theme variant, and you have several options. So I recommend you playing with the theme and playing with the preview because you have a lot of different options, so you just need to find the one that you like the most. In my case, I think I will leave this theme with the default preview, and now I will show you how to set up the different emulators. So let's go to the alternative emulator settings, and here you can select different emulators for the systems. In case, for example, Game Boy Advance, you can select if you want to run it with RetroArch or if you want to use My Boy, for example. In the Nintendo 3DS, I will use Line 3DS, and in the Nintendo DS, I will select Drastic. With the Nintendo 3DS, I didn't have any problem with Line, but with Drastic, I will show you that when I run a game, now, for example, you can select any of the games, I will have to select again the game in Drastic because it cannot access the game from the directory. This is just a problem I found. And also, if you run any game with RetroArch, you will have all the configuration that you have in RetroArch already saved. I show, for example, in another video how to configure RetroArch to look like a Nintendo Game Boy, like the one you're seeing right now, so you can have skins for different systems on your device. I hope you liked the video and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.